Hi everyone, Diana here with a few psychic messages, soul messages, and perhaps a few predictions. In fact, there will be a few predictions. And this is for the week of November the 5th to November the 11th. Yay! I love November 11th. Guess what? It's my birthday on November 11th. So thank you. I love celebrating my birthday, and it's hard to believe myself, but I'm going to be 72 years old. And I hope in these 72 years I've gained a little bit of wisdom. I've certainly seen a lot of life in these years. You know, when I was around a little girl, around 9, 10 years old, I wanted a magic wand. That was my greatest wish. I want a magic wand. And I wanted a magic wand, and my grandmother looked at me and said, "Well, why?" And I said, "I want to wave it and make the world right." Well, I've always had this sense of a heavy sense of holding the world up. It's been my responsibility. In fact, I'll tell you another story. When I was even younger than that, one of the very few times in my childhood that I had an illness, I think I had the measles at the time, and I was on my grandmother's couch, and she was trying to cool me down. I had a fever. And she told me I had my hand straight up in the air. Now I'm lying down, so my hand is like this. And she said I had to put my hand down. And I said, I guess I had both of them up in the air like this, straight up in the air. And she said I had to put my hands down. And I said, "Grandma, I can't." And she said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "'Cause that man who holds the earth up was thirsty, and he had to go for water, and he forgot. He told me he'd come back, but he hasn't come back yet." And I was telling my grandmother how thirsty I was and how I wanted some water, but she couldn't give me water until I put my hands down. Well, for years after that, I slept with at least one arm in the air, and it was, I guess, that thing about I had to hold the world up. I have given that up. I don't have to hold the world up. And oh, my friends, you don't either. None of us do. But together we do. And as souls, we came in to this earth realm at this time to do exactly that, to hold the world up. It's not one of us that has to do it, however. And we all have a magic wand. And that magic wand is a 4-letter word, just like wand is. And it starts with an L. And you know what that is. It's love. Love. It's going to be a tough week. So we're really going to need those magic wands. And we're really going to need love this week. It's also going to be a week of celebration, and not just for my birthday. When I was a girl in the U.S., Saturday is known as Veterans Day. When I was very young, it was known as Armistice Day, or not so young. I mean, it was only changed to Veterans Day, maybe 50 years ago, if that. And it was known as Armistice Day because of the armistice, I believe, of World War I. But I thought all the parades were for me. And you're still not going to convince me they're not. Not to disrespect any of the veterans at all. So there is going to be room for celebration. However, there's also going to be, we're going to see more in people being led into the FBI building from this current administration in Washington, so expect a few more arrests. Some very close to the top dog. Members of the family, maybe one. It might be Jared's time. I'm not sure about that. That's really iffy. That may not come just quite yet. Certainly, it's getting close, however. But there will be some other people involved in the Russian probe, involved in money laundering, involved in illegal activities that are connected and part of the current U.S. administration. This is going to happen while the president and the entourage that surrounds him is off in Asia. And I want to say to my friends in Asia, please use your intuition, because I think there's going to be some violence. I don't think anything's going to happen to the president, but I do think someone's going to get arrested in Asia, maybe more than one, and it has to do with the U.S. president. And it could be protesting against. It's very fuzzy. I want to go back to Africa. You know, we're already at war in the U.S., in Afghanistan. We're at war in the Middle East. You know, we're still a presence in Iraq. We're still in Afghanistan. And, you know, Vietnam, I don't think was ever officially declared a war. It was declared a conflict. So by whatever name we want to say is going on, we're still at war. However, that said, there's another war that we're going to be escalating, and that's in the African area. And I mentioned this before, and what I haven't read anything about it, and I'm kind of a news buff. I lately, the last year I've become more of a news bug. I had laid off for years. But I can't get information psychically. It's like there's a blackout. When I look at Africa, there's like a blackout, but I'm very concerned about that blackout. It's like there's something secretive going on there. And I don't know what it is, but it has to do, this, I don't know why this, but it has to do with North Korea. And so there's some conflict that the U.S. is going to escalate. It has to do with North Korea. It's in Africa. It will eventually affect Russia and affect the whole world. I think we're headed for a pretty serious war, and I'm hoping and praying and asking all of you, let's see our world in that divine light. Let's see if we can't stop this before it gets any closer. And I do believe we have power. And that power is each of us reaching out to each other, each of us using our magic wands of love to help make our personal worlds right. And that means working through our angers. That means we have to work through our issues. We talked earlier in another video about the sacred wound. If you didn't listen to that video, please go listen to that video. That was last week, because that sacred wound is what causes what we're seeing now. And this is all for healing. Yeah, it hurts, but it's all for healing. That said, I'm going to go right to Philip, and I want to take a look. This is the Master's Book of Answers by Philip, and there's a different wisdom on each page, and what we do is we just flip through. And I want to take a moment before we look at that, and I want to say thank you for all of your beautiful, loving comments posted below. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. You help me. You hold that energy so I can do this work. For those of you who ask, do I do personal readings? Yes. And in those readings, we're not going to look so much at the world as much as what's going on in your life specifically and your part in the world, perhaps. But what I want you to know, if you're listening to my voice, if you're listening to this video, your part in the world right now is to add love. And it is to take away all of those things from your life. If not, they're going to be peeled away where you don't belong. So those people who don't belong in our lives have to leave so we can go on with our work. Those jobs that we may be in that aren't serving us, they have to leave so we can go on with our work. What is our work? It is to add love to the world. And does that mean we don't get paid? Of course not. Of course not. You know, money is just a tool that allows us to shelter ourselves, to feed ourselves, and it allows us to help others. So money's not evil. Money is helpful and it's good. Anyway, let's look at Philip. And then I want, well, it's on my mind. Let me go ahead and speak about it. You know, you see me often, I wear 2 rings. And one honors my Celtic ancestors, this one. And this one honors my Native American heritage, specifically the Delaware. And the Celtic heritage is Scot-Irish, and Irish. And the 2 ancestors mated. And so from my Delaware ancestors, I have cousins who are Shawnee. And the great Shawnee Tecumseh said in 7 generations, which we are in now, 7 generations, all of the secrets will come out. Isn't it great? All of the secrets are coming out. We are hearing explosive information from men coming forward, from women coming forward saying, I've been abused, I've been sexually harassed, I've been sexually assaulted by some very powerful men. All of that is coming out now. More and more will come out. Right now it's hitting predominantly the Hollywood area, but I will tell you that it's this week we're going to hear more revelations about more assaults by other men. And some of them are really going to surprise us. But I want to also say we're going to hear about this it's not going to stay with just in the Hollywood area. It's spreading. And so other industries, including politics, it's all going to come out. Let's see what Philip has for us this week, shall we? You have to think left or right. By the way, welcome if this is your first time with me. And for those who keep coming back, for you who have subscribed, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. So, you ready? Left or right page? We're just going to flip through. We're going to see where it goes. Okay, we're going to stop right there, okay? I am hearing left. And so we're going to look at that, and I think we'll also take a look at right. But the left one says, if you blink your eyes while staring at a fan, the spinning blades appear to be still. Which is the reality and which the illusion? The movement or the stillness? If you blink your eyes while staring at a fan, the spinning blades appear to be still. Which is the reality and which the illusion? The movement or the stillness? Many of you this week are going to have really unique, mystical experiences, and you will question, what is reality? Did I just see what I think I saw? It may be you see through the illusion. It may be that you see the fan spinning. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. There are just the answers of this is life. And everyone agreed to this before we came in. We just forgot to read the small print. That's all. Let me tell you what's on the right-hand side. A thought endures as long as it exists within your mind. A thought endures as long as it exists within your mind. What kind of thoughts do you want to keep in your mind? It's your choice. Not my choice, not anybody else's choice, your choice. And with every breath, we have the choice of what is it we're going to think about whatever it is we're experiencing. I have dear friends who are going through horrendous medical issues. I have one friend who's the last 2 months has spent almost 2 months in the hospital, in and out. And his wife is one of my best friends, and certainly we hold him in prayer. But you can imagine the toll that takes. And they're not alone. I have other dear friends who have lost their jobs. I have friends who have lost their spouses or their parents, and God forbid they've lost children. I have clients who are going through terrible times right now. And through it all, we hold our heads up. We shed our tears. And we allow it to heal us, not to break us. I love you, my friends. I thank you for being with me today. I thank you for those acts of kindness and love you add to the world. I thank you for reaching out to others and helping them. I thank you for responding to somebody in kindness instead of anger, even if you disagree. I thank you for holding what you believe to be true, but keeping your mind open for the possibilities that you're seeing a fan spinning that has already been turned off. Until we meet again, I love you. I love you. So, from Daisy Dog, who is sleeping through this, and me, until we meet again, thank you for your love. Thank you for accepting the love I'm sending to you. And thank you for loving me. I love you. I love you.